VR headset, all you need to know. From the first head-mounted VR system in the late 1960s to the first commercial products in the 1980s, there have been decades of experimentation with virtual reality. Hollywood's interpretation of VR in the 1992 film The Lawnmower Man also had a significant impact on public perceptions of VR for some time after. In 2010, an American teenager developed the first prototype of the VR headset that would become the Oculus Rift, ushering in the present era of virtual reality. To commercialize it, he started a $250,000 Kickstarter campaign 2 years later. After receiving $2.4 million in donations, the tech industry's interest in VR was reignited. 2 years later, Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Facebook, decided to purchase the Rift for $2 billion. But where should you begin? If you've never used virtual reality before? Here is all the information you need to know about hardware, apps, and games in the absence of a passing professor carrying magic specs. Basics you need to know about VR headset. The headset, a device that fits over your eyes like a thick pair of goggles, is the most crucial component of a virtual reality kit. While some inexpensive headsets employ a telephone strapped to the front, more pricier, higher quality headsets require a computer connection to run apps and games. All headsets should be used in conjunction with a good pair of headphones. Optional accessories range from hand controls to treadmills and are all intended to improve your sense of immersion in a virtual environment. Standard gaming joypads can also be used. Similar to smartphone app shops, VR systems have their own app stores where users may explore and download games and apps. The VR part of the Steam Digital Games Store, for instance, can be browsed on your computer. Some of these stores can only be visited via the device itself. How to film VR for headset. If you want to record VR content and then piece it together, special cameras and expensive editing tools are required. Nokia's Ozo camera, which costs $45,000, is beyond most people's budget ranges but serves as an excellent illustration of the type of equipment used by professional filmmakers. Samsung's Gear 360 spherical camera, which retails for $350 and has front and rear lenses to take 180-degree horizontal and vertical pictures to make panoramic video or photos, is more inexpensive. Although it's still a costly device for the typical individual. It's an excellent place to start if you want to experiment with creating your own VR videos. Use of VR headset beyond gaming. Games have a significant role in contemporary VR, in part because games are the most easily understood entertainment category to demonstrate this technology and in part because the initial Oculus Rift and PlayStation VR headsets were designed particularly for gamers. But there's much more to this than just video games. As Mark Zuckerberg noted after Facebook announced it had purchased Oculus VR. This is only the beginning. VR headset for social media. Mark Zuckerberg claimed that virtual reality may be the next major social platform, bringing together more than 1 billion people, when he revealed that Facebook would purchase Oculus. That seems contradictory given that the software being developed for these headsets at the moment is geared towards solo experiences when you're wearing something that cuts you off from your surroundings. However, a few businesses are working to make VR more sociable. Even though this most recent generation of gadgets is still in its infancy, virtual reality as a technology already has decades of development and hype behind it. Because the initial few waves of apps and games are still learning how to make the most of the technology, you should expect it to advance quickly in the future. There is a solid case for delaying adoption until the technology and the material produced for it are more well established, compelling, and more affordable. However, there is also joy in being among the first to discover a brand new virtual realm of entertainment, knowledge, and communication as thousands of developers, game designers, and filmmakers experiment with the medium and its fresh creative potential.